Thank you to all who have decided to join us for this subject choice information session for Year 12s in St Michael's and for pupils in secondary schools across Fermanagh. Parents and guardians of pupils currently in St Michael's Year 12 and those who have sons in other schools across Fermanagh who are considering St Michael's sixth form for their studies next year, you're most welcome. Over the next 10 minutes in this subject choice information session, I will focus on what happens in the lead up to the next academic year in September and your son pursuing his studies here in St Michael's. Over the last number of weeks and the lead up to the subject choice deadline, pupils here in St Michael's, like those across schools in Fermanagh, have had talks from leaders like myself, departmental teachers, careers teachers, and heads of department in subjects across the curriculum. These talks will continue over the next few weeks. In addition, pupils will have been busy completing careers tasks with their careers teachers, all geared towards helping pupils reflect on their next steps in education and their subject choice. The pupils in Year 12 in St Michael's have also considered the entrance criteria and the subject choice matrix for admission to the sixth form, together with the offer in the collaborative block from schools across Fermanagh. I have sent you through a number of different documents. These documents outline the subject choice offering and the way in which subject choice works here in St Michael's. The post-16 guide outlines the different subjects on offer in the college and what is entailed in them. Also a document that outlines the entrance criteria, not only to sixth form, but the criteria for admission to study specific subjects. And finally, a document that shows the blocks in which subjects are placed in St Michael's College and those that can be accessed through our partnership with Southwest College and other schools in the Fermanagh learning community, which I'll say more about in a few moments. All parents and guardians of current Year 12 pupils in St Michael's will receive a link to the portal allowing you to register your interest in admission to the sixth form and subject choice through your parent app, and that message will go out in the next few days. There is also a link available on our website for those students and parents from other schools who wish to come to St Michael's, and you can access the portal through that link. I wish to draw your attention to some issues in relation to the process of admission to the sixth form for your son, and perhaps more importantly, the factors that you should give serious consideration to when helping your son pursue subjects at A-level and BTEC. The first consideration is the number of A-level subjects your son should study. All pupils in St Michael's study 3 A-levels or BTECs. However, some study 4. The vast majority, however, follow 3 subjects. And this is a wise decision because in our experience, some of the pupils who in the past chose to study 4 subjects struggled with the demands of those 4 A-levels. In this regard, the question arises as to why it would be necessary to study 4 subjects. And is there a track record of outstanding academic performance at GCSE that would support such a decision? For this reason, we have stipulated that pupils wishing to study 4 A-levels should have at least 6 subjects at grade A at GCSE. The online form will allow you to choose a 4th subject, but we do ask that you consider this very carefully, because in our opinion and in the cases that we have dealt with, sometimes 3 subjects at A-level BTEC is enough. The next issue for consideration is the actual subject choices. Pupils must choose subjects from the offering. In terms of this here, what we're looking at now is the actual issue of the criteria for entrance into each subject. Each subject has a specific entry requirement. In order to be allowed to study a subject, the subject-specific criteria for the subject must be met. For example, in order to study mathematics at AS level, a grade A at GCSE is a requirement. Only those pupils who have a grade A at GCSE will be permitted to study mathematics in the sixth form. And this is because it is our experience that this is the level that's needed to be able to access the subject and to get a good grade at A level and AS level. I must stress the importance of the criteria. Subjects have their own criteria, and you will see this when you review the document for admission to Year 13. A key question that must be asked before choosing a subject is whether your son is likely to meet the subject-specific criteria. I should stress at this point that the criteria does not necessarily secure a place in the subject, even if you meet it. Unfortunately, there are times when a number of pupils wishing to pursue a subject at A-level or BTEC is greater than the number of places available. When this occurs, those pupils who meet the subject-specific criteria are ranked based on their performance at GCSE, and that's all clearly outlined in that document that I have on screen for you, and it's available through Parent App or through the website. For example, there are 20 places in a subject and there are 24 applicants. The pupils ranked in the top 20 will be admitted to the subject, and those at rankings 21 to 24 will not. There are strict limits on the numbers that can be admitted to certain subject classes. For example, all science class sizes are not permitted to exceed more than 20 pupils of the sixth form. It is not possible to have 21 pupils in biology, chemistry, or life and health science classes, for example. For this reason, it is very important to think about all their subject choices, including the reserve choices. Coming now to those reserve choices, your son must choose 2 reserve subjects in addition to the 3 or 4 subjects he wishes to study. In the case of your son not getting his first choice of subjects, the reserve choices will come into play. For this reason, there should be careful consideration of the reserve choices. Pupils who do not receive their first choice preferences will be spoken to by the college, who will seek to get them their reserve choice in those subjects they've chosen. It is also important to realise that it may not be possible for your son to study the combination of subjects he has identified as his top 3 choices. Each year, a number of pupils, usually around 15 to 20%, are unable to study the combination they have subjects they have chosen. You may have had the opportunity to examine this document. It is the subject blocks. Pupils can only study 1 subject in each block, as the subjects are timetabled at the same time. The Year 12s will have the option to choose 1 subject from Block A, 1 from Block B, and so on. Block D, you may notice, has many subjects, as it is a collaborative block shared across Fermanagh Schools and South West College. All schools have agreed to timetable these subjects at the same time across Fermanagh. Finally, pupils must indicate 2 reserve choices generally from across the subjects. The process of applying for admission to Year 13 is now open and the portal is live. In August, following the receipt of GCSE results, your son will make an appointment to be interviewed, with you present, in order to examine choices made in light of GCSE performance and the criteria laid down. These interviews will take place on results day. Only at that stage can a decision on admission to the college be made, and the confirmation of his choices will be made in the days following that interview. So to recap, the issues that you should consider when completing subject choice and an application for admission to the sixth form are the actual subject choices your son will make for the sixth form, whether they are subjects that must be pursued for a specific career, whether the choices are realistic in light of past academic performance, and whether a pupil is likely to meet the subject-specific criteria as laid out. The reserve choices are also extremely important in the event that a pupil does not reach the subject-specific criteria for entrance into the subject as a result of his GCSE results in August. Also, a subject may be oversubscribed, or subjects may clash in the timetable in different blocks, and obviously they can't be studied at the same time. Unfortunately, there are some issues as a college that we cannot overcome, such as classes that are full and subjects that clash in the timetable and are in the same block. And I ask for your understanding in relation to these matters. Most importantly, I want to say that the senior leadership team are determined, indeed committed to helping you and your son during this transition period. If any pupil or parent has any question, feel free to make contact with me at the college. I'm here to help you. We will be available in August when pupils are interviewed for admission to the sixth form also, and we wish your son to gain entry into the sixth form. And we want pupils to return to St Michael's to finish their second level education for us, and we welcome all those boys from other schools across Fermanagh who want to come into the sixth form to study with us. I hope this subject choice information session has been helpful to you. I suppose we're very proud of what we achieve here at St Michael's, and we want to basically help you to complete this process of subject application and choice in as easy a manner as possible. Here in St Michael's, we are proud of our subject offering to pupils from across Fermanagh. Our academic offering complements our extracurricular offering and our overall student experience in the sixth form. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us here at the college. I look forward to working with you to secure the best possible pathway for your son over the coming months. Thank you.